I will be discussing about the consent and the cycle of violence. So, let's go!
Good morning. My topic is all about consent and the cycle of violence. What is consent? Consent means to give permission to do something. And there are three main points to understand. First, consent is ongoing, which means people can change their minds at any point. Second, the absence of a no does not mean yes. You should discuss consent openly. And third, your partner or partners must have the capacity to give consent. But what does capacity to give consent mean? Capacity is actual or potential ability to perform. You may have noticed that things like alcohol and drugs can reduce your ability to make reasoned judgments, such as deciding when it's safe to cross the road. The same applies to consent. If the judgments of one or more partners is impaired by the use of alcohol or drugs, then they cannot consent to any sexual activity. In this situation, you should try to make sure that everyone is safe and seek additional help if necessary. You should never engage in sexual activity with someone who cannot consent. This would be sexual violence. Consent can be affected by a power imbalance. It's important to think about how any power imbalances may affect consent. Think about where you stand in terms of physical strength, gender, disability including neurodivergence, race, class, age, sexuality, and any other form of privilege, advantage, or power. You should acknowledge this and talk it through with your partner or partners before you agree what you are comfortable with.
Hello, good morning!
Oh, good morning.
Pwede ba tamo na ako ma-interview, mga miss?
Okay lang.
Okay, thank you. What is consent for you? Yeah.
Consent, kuha na siya kanang, it's like, kanang permission about something that you gonna, ano bitaw need ka permission, like for example, like, na kay retreat baron or like kanang outing baron, then need kanang sa inyong eskwelahan, then need siya of parents consent. It's like you're not asking permission ba, para legal siya, tas kanang, para kung kinsa to yung nag-ask for permission, dili ka nang i-blame bitaw ang kanang dako-dako.
Oh, yeah. Thank you, miss. Ikaw po, miss, can you give me one example of a consent?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, what is it?
He has to leave the room and the teacher gave his consent.
Definitely yes. It is a permission. So thank you so much. Syrel, don't forget to follow my page. Thank you. And next, we have the cycle of violence. The term cycle of violence refers to repeated and dangerous act of violence as a cyclical pattern associated with high emotions and doctrines of retribution or revenge. The pattern or cycle repeats and can happen many times during a relationship. It may start in a child who is a victim or witness to violence and may be repeated when the child becomes an adult.
So I have here the cycle of violence. First, tension is building. Tension increases, breakdown of communication, victim becomes fearful and feels the need to placate the abuser. Then followed by the incident, which are the verbal, emotional, and physical abuse occur. Also, anger, blaming, arguing, threats, and intimidation. And then the reconciliation. Abuser apologizes, gives excuses, blames the victim, denies the abuse occurred, or says that it wasn't as bad as the victim claims. And then the last is the calm. So incident is forgotten. No abuse is taking place. So the honeymoon phase. So, cycle gatoy tuyok ra gid siya. So, gikan atong tension, mabalik na pod siya atong sa incident, and then sa reconciliation, then sa calm, magbalik-balik ra gud siya. And this is one of the example.
The impact of of being a victim or witness to a violence in a child is traumatic. It can make a child scared, unhappy, lonely, lose self-confidence, blame themselves, lose sleep, and pick up fights with peers. So, that's all for today, guys. Thank you!